Megatron, is that you? Here's a hint. The last thing that Starscream saw. What's going on, everybody? It's Super Robot Ed, and today we got for you Kingdom Galvatron. And he is leader class, but maybe large Voyager-ish. But yeah, let's get into him. So first things first, I have him in cannon mode because there's a lot of stuff that you got to do within the transformation, and when you do that, it's frustrating for starters. But so far so good. This cannon mode is a very good looking cannon mode, and I gotta say I'm very impressed with it on all levels. You know, I don't say this is the best Galvatron ever made in the chug size or, you know, siege size. That probably still goes to Mania King, and if you can get the movie version of it, he has like the correct shade of purple and everything like that. So that's pretty good. But this one, it'll do. You know, so far, I mean, everything looks, you know, very, you know, G1-ish. I mean, yeah, it's got cannon. Everything looks very mechanical, and it is well painted. The only downside that I have is the underside here. When you're tabbing in everything and getting it into the sides of the chest, it's kind of a pain in the you-know-whaticus. But, you know, that's just the way it is, I guess. And, you know, you can see it there on the underside. And he's got wheels, which is a good thing. And, I mean, yeah, it's just overall a nice looking, just, it's Galvatron. And, yeah, you can do some things to make him pose, you know, where you can get him like an upward pose and everything like that. You know, but it takes a little bit of finagling. That's the only issue, because these are at an angle, and this is, you know, just to let you know, the incorrectly built arms. So, you know, I don't know how I'm going to fix it, or if I'm just going to use, I have some of the things coming from Larkin's lair. He's got the pin tabs and different ways that you can pin it in, but I might just go for the fix. But it does kind of damage your toy a little bit. So, of course, in my rant video about Hasbro and their stuff, I'm going to talk about some of the things that they do and some of the stuff I noticed on YouTube. But other than that, this thing is fantastic. It's got a lot of weight to it. It doesn't feel light. You know, it feels very, you know, substantial, you know, if you want to call it that. Whatever word you want to use, it has weight. And there's nothing really to compare this to. I mean, you know, the only thing that we can compare it to is his other Revlon from a very long time ago, and that would be this guy. Let's come out a little bit. And that's going to be the Legends version of Galvatron, which, in my opinion, it was what it was. It was here, but it's just not, you know, it's just not the Galvatron we should have. It's the Galvatron that was there for us to kind of use. But I mean, as you can see here, his cannon is way too big. You know, it's just, it doesn't stand up well anymore. Sometimes that happens. You just gotta kind of plug it in, and it'll do that. But other than that, this one is the better one for all of us, and I think that that's going to be a good thing in the future. So now we're going to go into just a few other details here. It's got a lot of gunmetal. It's a lot of, you know, gun here. Gunmetal silver looks like, you know. I just love the way this looks. Like, you know, even the treads, even though they don't move, at least they have wheels on the bottom. Just quick update. You can also peg the chain around the neck, and it pegs in a hole right here. So you can have the matrix there. And you also have these guns that look like the ship that they get. Personally, these accessories mean nothing to me. The Matrix I kind of like, but these, they're just pointless because he doesn't carry a gun, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, you can put them, believe, let's see. You can put them on here. And then the thing that's cool is you can kind of if you did it right, you can peg in these, you know, the cannon things, because the guns do come apart. So you can kind of take these off if you want and give it like a different, you know, look. But there's things you can do with the gun because it does come apart. So that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? So if you wanted to have, like, let's say, I believe if you had the Galvatron stand, you can put these on there and everything like that. So yeah, that's a thing you can do if you want to do it, as in the words of M go. So I don't really have any use for these guns. I just don't, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not really going to go into them. You know, a lot of people are excited for them, but they're supposed to be guns. So let's move on, shall we? Robot mode in 2 and 2. All right, and we're back. And here's Galvatron in all his glory. Now, as you can see, I do have the misbuilt shoulders. And yes, that's a bummer. Usual Hasbro shit. There's multiple ways you can fix it. You can take it, pry it apart and get the pin out. It would be nice if it just had a screw in it. But as you know, Hasbro and everybody else are, you know, they're corporations. And so it's faster to push a pin in than to screw it in. It's about a few seconds off of time and gets more production. That's why they're using pins now, because they're, well, you get the point. So with the matrix on this chain, it doesn't fit to anything. And I'm going to show you what you can do with the arms and tell you about some fixes that you can do. Of course, like I said, again, you can do the prying or you can rotate the shoulder around. But like I said, a lot of people don't like that jarring. And the shoulders are wrong because you really have that indentation that's supposed to be there, and then you have this, you know, gaping hole there. Now Larkin is going to come with a solution that's going to fix that. You can either plug in the hole or have it where you'll be able to transform it with the arms, you know, flipped around if you don't want to take it apart. I bought that. It's only $2. I'll actually leave a link in the description for that, because I think it's, you know, that's something I would buy because it solves a problem that a corporation should have solved from the beginning. And it helps the, you know, smaller guy get some money. And it's only $2. You know what I'm saying? Even with shipping, it was close to $3. And it's different plug holes you can put in here. You can put in just something to cover this. You can actually put in something that's the same millimeter as this. But the only thing is it's going to, you know, stick out a little bit. And because of the fact that, you know, that's there. But what you can do is you can have the arms like this. Just remember, when you transform him, you're going to have to rotate the arm just like that, because that's the only way it fits. But eventually, you either have to find another Galvatron. Ultimately, you're going to have to do the fix. So just keep that in mind. And it's, like I said, it's a doozy. But if you got the right tools, you can do it. All right. And so for the rest of the video, we're going to just flip the arms around. And that's why I really didn't do a transformation video. So I'm really not going to do transformations on screen. It just takes up a lot of time. So we're going to move on. So we're going to rotate the arms, and we're going to look at a few things. So first things first, let's look at the matrix. And it's the same matrix that comes with every other Prime and Hot Rod. And its center is not clear, and it comes off. Let's see if I can, getting stuff off of this damn thing has been a pain. It's supposed to come off. There it goes. And it's just a matrix, and it's the chain, and the chain pegs in the chain pegs in when you have it in robot mode. I mean, in cannon mode. When you have it in robot mode, it doesn't do that. So it's kind of dumb. It just hangs there. But I just wanted to show, and of course, like I said, the matrix just plugs in. I'm probably going to leave it off because I want to do some comparisons, and then I'll probably put it back on when I do my edits. But for now, we'll just put it to the side. Like I said, I showed you the guns earlier. And then this is the cannon. Like I said, the cannon is a lot nicer. Just overall, just a lot nicer. And, you know, it looks nice. And, you know, there, the front of it, it's just a nice looking cannon. Now, it does peg on to here, and you know, you can kind of rotate the arm a bit and do this. The only reason why I don't like it, because you have these things hanging off, you know what I'm saying? Now, as far as articulation, he has the double arm. He's got the arm bend, and that's only because of transformation. The head does swivel 360. You can look up and down, up and down. Let's make sure we're in focus here. We're not losing any focus. And, on top of that, he's got nice leg articulation. He's very hefty. He's very hefty. I give him credit. This thing has nice. It feels nice. Like it like Astro Train nice. Where it's got that heft to it. And of course the legs go all the way back to here. And that's only because this is in the way. And that's really going to stay. Now, as far as the waist swivel, he can, but you're going to have to unpeg something. So, he does do some waist swivel, but you're going to have to unpeg that. And then he can do, and fold it down again. It's, he can do kind of a 360 and these flaps will get in the way. So he's not going to do too much turning around or anything like that. So, other than that though, he is a very good Galvatron. His feet do pivot, so you can get that, perfect stance however you want. Like I said, the arms, they do everything. He's just a really nice looking Galvatron, but it's not perfect. It has flaws, and that's the downside of it. Oh, I forgot to unfold these. Yeah, because sometimes they fall. So I like having that stability, even though it's probably not there. I do just for the sake of, but you don't have to if you don't want to. If you think he's going to stand up on his own, then you can just keep those in. But, just be forewarned, on certain surfaces he could fall. But he does have if you get him in the right stance, he has a very good stance. Now, while I have him on deck, let's go ahead and put him on the Matrix here. And like I said, you can store the guns in the back. It's ugly. It's fugly. Let's just, while I have him here, and we're gonna do comparisons real quick. This was the Galvatron that I had. So of course this is Legends Galvatron with the Repro Labels helmet edition. Now y'all want to know one of the cool things about this Titans Return or Legends toy? He actually had feet swivel. He wasn't a bad Galvatron. It's just, and you can even get the cannon to go all the way up, but it's just the fact that these things were in the way. If he had different shoulder pylons and didn't have the ugly helmet thing that they were trying to do, he wouldn't be bad. But just keep in mind, he is like lighter, but he is the same size. He's pretty much the same size. Though I don't like this color, this is also wrong. It's more detailed, and just so because I don't want to turn this into a full review or anything, but you would just take this off. And the cool thing about the Legends version is the head was well painted. So like even if you didn't use the helmet gimmick, you could use just the plain head. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's so much more detailed compared to the Titans Return version, which was kind of just that matte plastic. And then of course you can see that he was really just a mini Megatron. He was my Galvatron up until I got him yesterday. And of course, if you want to see the problem that everybody had, it was that this was, and some people just broke it, which you could, and just put it on the face like a mask, but it didn't look like Megatron. I gotta take him off camera for a second because it's hard to get in and everything. But to say we did need a new Galvatron. Without question, we needed a new Galvatron. But to say that he was terrible, he wasn't. Because I knew one thing I can tell you. If the toys suck, you'll see him in the stores for a few, weeks, where he's like sitting like a duck, as we used to say when I was growing up. Or, sitting like an old person. But the difference is he didn't. Galvatron, he got bought. Now he does get weak over time. That pins that hold the feet, he will eventually fall. So you have to kind of have him on a super, super flat surface. He did fall a couple of times, but he didn't break, though. Just I lost the head and freaked out. Oh my God, I freaked out because he was. I bought him off of a YouTuber, Dan the 13th Prime, actually. You know, I bought him. I bought it. No. I bought. I didn't buy him. I bought Legends Astral Train. Not him. I keep forgetting. But he was selling him though. But comparatively, this one is better. This one is absolutely better. This one just was there. So we're going to take him off screen for a second. And we're going to just do some comparisons and then do a final review. All right. And we're going to do a comparison first here with the Abandoned King Starscream. You know, you can guess you could say he's just standing next to him because you know he's about to get crumbled by old Galvatron here. And of course, you know, there's the size comparison there. And we're going to do a few others. And now here he is with Kingdom Cyclonus and Studio 86 Scourge. They looking really good together. This is now they look legit. They look legit. This is a very nice group shot. You know, the Decepticon class of 86, the reborn characters. And then we got a few more. Then, of course, we have him next to Ultra Magnus. Now in G1, Galvatron, so they wouldn't, again, you know, probably because they didn't want to leak what was going to happen in the movie. We didn't know if Galvatron was going to be Megatron. We just don't know that Galvatron was considered the city commander, which would have been the antithesis to City Commander Ultra Magnus, which his bio states he's the Autobot City Commander, and they look good together. And then I'm hoping when I get my DK14 upgrades for him, you know, he's going to make him taller, you know, and that'll, you know, give him the height that he needs. But other than that, I mean, they look fantastic next to each other. I mean, you know, originally he was supposed to be fighting him when he was like, you know, and you'll die trying, just like Megatron, you know. And then we've got a couple more. And here he is next to his future nemesis. At this time, he is Hot Rod, but, you know, pretty soon he'll become, of course, Rodimus Prime, which I should be getting in a little bit. Hopefully, you know, they'll drop him a little early and I can snatch one up. Then we can do the review, of course. And, yeah. That's how he compares to him, and there's the size comparison. I want to get kind of close. You know, let's get a group shot here to show you how small Hot Rod was compared to him, man. He's Galvatron's a giant, man. And then one more that I don't see too many reviewers doing. And of course, here he is next to what he used to be. And I'm using Earthrise Megatron to do that. And of course, he's holding on to Laserbeak because that's how I have him in my shelf right now. Unlike some of my other warriors, you never fail me. You know, I love that line. And so that's how they look together. And, you know, like I said, of course, later he's going to turn into him. So, you know, that's the size of it. And that's it for comparisons. Let's get on to the final thoughts. This is a great toy. What can I say? It's a great toy. Overall, I like him. Like, I really do like him. I hate that he came with the shoulders mistransformed. Again, more Hasbro shit as usual. And, you know, sorry, Hasbro will disappoint you. But yeah, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing what this will be. I will get the rest of the paint off of him. I did get most of the leg grime off of him here. Let me focus in on that. I did get most of that off, but I don't, like I said, I don't have 91% alcohol, and I'll probably use a Q-tip because I did kind of start scrubbing these with the alcohol, so they're kind of gonna come off real easy eventually. But I mean, this is a very nice piece. I mean, the fact that at least you could flip the arms around. And like I said, I'll probably just put in the, you know, if I don't take this apart, I'm not going to use those outside pins. Rotating the arm is nothing. It's really nothing. And just put in the purple blockers so I don't see the pins. But other than that, go out and get them if you could find them. If you could find one that has the correct aligned shoulders, get them. Unfortunately, it's hard to say, and you know, I don't know how much of him is available. So I would probably, take into consideration if you instead of having to pay, the late tax, you can get him and, fix him, find one with the correct shoulders, or just get an extra $2 or $3 and buy him from Larkin's Lair. The link will be in the description. And again, I want to thank you for watching my videos. Galvatron, despite his flaws, to me, he's a 9. He's definitely a 9. Because he's the best Galvatron that we've gotten. The look is on par with all the other Galvatrons we had. And I'll just do my slowly rotating head man here. And from the back, he's clean. The legs are clean. I mean, these are a little large, but it would have been nice if they could collapse or maybe fold up on the shoulders somewhat. But in which I probably could do that. I didn't do it on this side. But even then, it should have been something where you could, peg them in. And I think that's what the was supposed to be for. But other than that, yeah, it's a great piece. It looks good. It's Galvatron, and you need to get them. So it's Super Robot Ed. Thanking everybody for watching my videos. Got a little rant video coming up in a few moments. Some of y'all not gonna like it, but you'll see what's in the video. All right, everybody, have a great night and see you soon.